Hey guys, welcome back to the reef. Actually, you'll notice here you can't even see the reef. That's because of all the sargassum. And here we go. Welcome back to the reef. Once you get out a bit, the water clears up, and I think it gets a little shallower, so it makes it possible to see. Started out just by taking some drops on some good looking bottom. Still really close to shore here. I usually would go out a bit further, but this rock just looked nice. I wanted to take a drop on it. I think this ended up being my longest dive of the day. It was only like 30 seconds, so that's not saying much, but it's something. If you're not aware, here in South Florida there's a big sargassum problem, and here you can see me take a bunch of it to the face, and I thought that was funny. So from the surface, I'm seeing a lot of life on this rock, and I dive down, and I notice a pretty nice sized mangrove, maybe 12, 13 inches or so, so definitely dinner. But I unfortunately, I chase it around this rock, I try to find it, and I see it, but at this point I'm out of air and I can't pursue it, so I have no choice. So at this point now, I am determined to find this mangrove, and I proceed to make a lot more drops on him. I don't think I end up seeing him anymore though. Still a lot of life going on here. Look at all those yellow grunts. A lot of action going on here, you know. There should be predators here, and there was, and there will continue to be. So on this drop, I go to search for the mangrove, and on my way up, I see the lionfish that I did not notice at first, and I decided to take a shot at it, not realizing the implications, and I missed. And I quickly realized how good it was that I missed, because that would have been a pain to deal with, because I'm not from a boat or anything. So I don't know how I would have managed to, like, say, brain and bleed it if it could sting me at any moment. That being said, if you have the ability and safety to remove one, it is always important to do so. Here I am on the next drop. I'm checking the holes again. You can see there's the lionfish. The lionfish is just taunting me at this point. I would love some fresh lionfish, and I would also love a fresh mangrove, and I can't have either. So that's very unfortunate. You can see now that I have my head up, how much life there is on this rock. To be fair, this shot it's mostly just chubs, but there's life everywhere. And so I stick around for quite a while. Alright, so my genius plan here was to dive down, shoot a grunt, and cut it up to get like a feeding frenzy going. But I missed the grunt, so that cannot happen. Yeah. This is a very big shark that made me somewhat nervous about if I had a fish, what the implications of that would be. But, you know, we're chill. He was chill. If anyone knows their sharks, I would love to know what this is. You can't see them on screen, but I saw some yellowjacks and I tried to dive on them. But as I was going down, I noticed that there was a porgy that was closer and probably easier to shoot, so I decided to shoot him instead. It's maybe like an 11-incher. It's a sandwich. Unfortunately not a great shot. It's right down the meat. But I got dinner. That's plenty for just me to have for dinner. Brain and bleed as always. So I went to go take another drop in the exact same rock, and I land up on this porgy, and I miss, and I cannot figure out why. So if I slow it down here, you will see that I am just barely over it, really just barely. It's unfortunate I missed that one, it was so close. So after that drop in the porgy, I check the time, and I leave that rock because I don't see anything too exciting going on there anymore. And I swim offshore to a couple more rocks to see if anything's happening there. This is where I shot that hogfish in the last video. So after swimming around for a bit here, random school of yellowjack shows up. I say great, and I drop. I line up on one, and I hit it, and it doesn't stay. And there's the replay from that. You can see it looked like the flopper went through. It looked like it was just such a high shot that I guess it just tore out. Unfortunate, but it happens. It's hard to see from the weird camera angle, but I did follow around these yellowjacks for longer. You could see that exact one that I missed at the top of the screen there. You can see the little tear in him. I'll make sure to point the camera up next time more. But they didn't really leave the area, so I kept looking around for them. And by the time I make this third drop here on this exact yellowjack, you can tell they know what's up. And they are starting to get frantic there, so I decide to leave them alone, so hopefully another school of less skittish ones comes through. After swimming around for a bit, I find some more, and I make a drop on these guys, and bang. And I have yellowjack for dinner now. Very important to get this guy dispatched ASAP, because remember the shark from earlier? This guy is wiggling around a lot, he's making noises, he's basically a shark magnet right now, so brain ASAP, bleed if possible. If the sharks are like really bad, maybe you won't want to bleed them, but I personally didn't feel unsafe, so I decided to still bleed them. Helps me quality. Unfortunately, after this point, my GoPro got overheated, and I had to stop the recording until the end here. So I had an idea on how to bring this lionfish home. I was still thinking about the lionfish, and so I decided to actually go down and pursue it. I made the stop back at the same rock on the way home. It's very identifiable. The lionfish thinks he's very well hidden, but he's really not, so I decided to shoot him. But first, this boat comes a little bit too close to me, so I decide to use the lionfish to assert dominance to the boat. If that worked, I don't know. Maybe they saw it. Hopefully they'll stay away in the future. And that's my method for how to bring the lionfish back to the beach without getting poked or stung. Thanks for watching.